Shalom, everybody, and welcome to ReligionWinked TV, where my spiritual ears stay. Hey, guys. Happy holidays. How are you? I'm going to come back over here. Hello, hello, hello. Hey to the one person watching. How are you? Do you know much about the rapper Juice? Well, I'm going to share a personal testimony of a friend of mine. Allegedly, we're going to talk about how Juice died, his plane was seized. But I have a friend who swallowed drugs trying not to be arrested. He had got stopped. The police pulled him over. Instead of him, confronting the police, he swallowed the drugs and ended up dying. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Juice first, and then I'll tell you my story. It's a couple of articles out, but what really inspired me to do this is I was watching Kaya. And she was over there saying he swallowed like 50 pills. So I started doing research just to see. It's alleged he had a seizure. Also, there's some reports that they gave him Narcan briefly to revive him. And then he ended up expiring. So, being in the medical field, I know Narcan. I'm actually certified. When somebody takes opioid overdose, I have this stuff where you can squeeze up their nostrils and it'll bring them back. So Narcan, naloxone, Suboxone, all of these Suboxone and methadone is it's like a ongoing, like therapy for people trying to get off of heroin or off of opioids. So I have my phone here in my hand. I'm just going to read briefly some accounts that's out here. I don't like Fox News because that's Donald Trump's best friend. But Fox has a report, NBC, TMZ, Daily News, Deadline News. There's a lot of reports. Let's go with NBC. And the title basically, rapper Juice, World's Death at 21 makes him the youngest artist to join the 21 Club. And again, my friend LV, he was around 24, 25 years old. And basically, we're in the state of New York. He hailed from Bronx. I'm from upstate New York, the capital region. And basically, he was up like near Utica. He was like more north than I am now. And one night, he was leaving Utica. And I imagine he didn't finish all his product or whatever, because I'm only assuming he's from the Bronx. So if he went up there to sell drugs, allegedly, he's no longer with us. Shout out to Levon Man, LV, that's what we used to call him. He didn't let it all off because he was bringing some back. And when he got pulled over, and I've been to prison before. I told you guys my story. I got caught with 12 8 balls of crack cocaine, $5,000 worth of it bagged up in $10 vials, and a sawed-off shotgun. And the judge said, I'm going to make an example of you at 19 years old. Tried to hit me with 8 1/3 to 25. God is good, y'all. Let me catch my breath. Take a sip of coffee. As I was saying, I was over there watching Kaya, and she inspired this. I told you I'm the greatest interviewee. Forget interviewer, man. There's some bad interviewers out here on these YouTube streets. Who? But I'm the best interview in the world. Forget these celebrities and everybody else, man. It's the underlooked, overlooked, passed by, you know what I'm saying, kind of people who the world would see as useless, but God is steady using, kind of people who have the best testimonies. So anyway, I'm just sharing this with you guys. I worked both my jobs today. I got off. I had the house to myself. You know, even though my daughter moved out, they still kind of live with me, especially on the weekend. But today was for me. I haven't been doing no morning reads, but I'll get that up to you guys. There's more going on than just the Bible. You know, you guys got to get into it because it has 99.9% of the Black people's solution to reparation and everything else you want in this world. So basically, I'll get back into the morning read, but there's other things going on in this world. As my title says, LV, juice, and bad decisions of it all. When they come for you, what you gonna do when they come for you? You know that song that police show that used to come on? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you, right? So that night when they came for my friend LV, I feel he made one of the worst decisions in his life at 24, 25 years old to swallow those drugs and OD'd on them. Nobody was there with him. We don't know in the case like with Juice, the seizure could be the police choking the shit out of him because that's what the police do. They don't serve and protect nothing. They destroy and fucking destroy. That's what the police do. Ever since the days of slavery, they were created to round up the rebellious niggas that are, or I should say slaves, that was trying to run from the freaking master. That's how you, and where we live, it has SIR. That's like, we got to call you sir. Oh, you try any way you can to manipulate the masses to bow down to the bullshit. Y'all got to get with the teachings over here because when I be on one, I get on one. Sometimes I read the chat, sometimes I don't. Thank you to the zero people watching, but you'll get with this kind of teaching eventually. And I shout out to everybody who's in the chat, and I'm so excited that I'm the only one here. Yes, I get excited about myself, and I love to hear what comes out of my spirit because it's real. So anyway, I think he made one of the worst decisions in his life to swallow those drugs that night. Now, let me just read some. Like the death of Joplin, Hendrix, Morrison, Jones, the death of Juice, Peep, and it says XXXTentacion are the product of a specific time and drug culture, as well as deeper, what is that? Oh, social ills. Okay, so listen, there's a lot of people in this world due to drugs and fame and fortune and being 21, only 21, forever 21, that have lost their life in the industry. And I always tell people, you know, when you're dirty, you should not be throwing dirt. You shouldn't be out there, you know, slinging dirt, because the more dirt you sling, the more dirtier you get. It falls back on you regardless of who you're trying to cover up with that dirt. So I'm going to try to do this with glasses, without glasses. But basically, this is just NBC giving us a report here about the 21 Club, Forever 21 Club. Over the weekend, emerging superstar Juice WRLD became the latest rapper aged 20 or 21 to die in the last 2 years. And I'm kind of familiar with XXXTentacion. Excuse me, I did a little research and kind of followed that. I don't know if I did a video about it, but I definitely paid attention to that video where he was in the casket fighting with himself and all this other stuff. It was very Illuminati to me. So you guys got to pay attention to how these guys are definitely passing away at 21. And a lot of people in that industry may have been a sacrifice to some other big celebrity that's already out there. So take that into consideration too, because some reports say that Juice, his plane had got seized by the FBI when they landed or whatever. It was like 70 pounds of marijuana. There was some other contraband and things of that nature on there. And he basically allegedly swallowed some pills that he had, and that may have brought on the seizure, or like I said, the police choking him the hell out. Not funny, because it happens far too often. Eric Garner, hashtag Eric Garner. So anyway, let's see if we can come up with, see if we can see some facts or whatever, or again, all commentary is allegedly. I'm going to see what this video is playing right here. Hopefully it's the news. But before we do that, let me see if I can give you, in life, Juice WRLD was fixated on death, on lucid dreams, his 2018 breakout single that peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. He showed the world his fresh emotional scars in the aftermath of a traumatic breakup. Thinking of you in my bed, you were my everything, thoughts of a wedding ring, now I'm just better off dead, he sang in an man, I can't get it even out from what I want to say, but it goes on to say, he sang in an effective pop punk whine influenced by the likes of Fall Out Boys, Patrick Stump. Okay, what you put out in the universe, whether you sing it or whether you talk it or whether you sometimes even just think it, I know definitely when you speak it, the universe, God, Yahweh, the creator is going to respond to what you say. That's how God is moved. He's not moved with your tears. He's not moved with your problems. He's not moved with your bad decisions. He's not moved with any of that. The universe, the creator thereof, is moved by what you say. Your tongue produces life or death. People sing about death. They talk about death. They, wish death on people, and before you know it, they come up dead, right? So it goes on to say here, basically, let me just say, he was born of Chicago, so Chirac in the house. The Chicago-born artist, fluid, melodic sensibility and ability to write direct, high-stakes songs about is that anger, depression, and drug addiction made him a ready-made star at an intersection of rap and pop known as emo rap. Anybody ever heard of emo rap? EMO rap? So basically, I had a friend named LV about, 15, 20 years ago now. He was coming from upstate New York, and he basically got pulled over. And instead of, just facing what the police would have done to him, he swallowed the drugs. And I'm almost certain in my spirit, I feel they tried to choke it out of him. He ended up dying. So there's reports out about Juice WRLD, who was on his plane with 70 pounds of marijuana, allegedly, pills and other contraband, and was seized by the FBI. And the first kind of reports came out that he had a seizure, and I said, yeah, the police like to choke the shit out of black men, especially if he was swallowing drugs at that instant, because some people say he allegedly took some pills that he had to keep them from finding the pills. But what was he going to do with the 70 pounds of marijuana? I mean, that's hard to hide, you know? And was it wise of him to try to swallow those pills to keep the police from finding them? Why not face jail time if that's what he was thinking, to the one person watching? If that was his MO, because I don't know if you were the same person that started off with me, but I said my friend made a badass decision to swallow the drugs he swallowed. Shout out to LV. But he would still be here today. He might be in prison, but he may still be alive. Nobody was on that highway, I-87, upstate New York, when the police pulled him over. Right before they pulled him over, I got a call saying he was on his way back downstate. Now, I live between where his mother is in the Bronx and where he was. I'm like halfway in between. So he was going to stop over and then go to his mom's house later on, the next morning or whatever. And he never made it. So I ended up getting a call from his brother, Tyson. Tyson was like, you heard from LV? I was like, nah, he was supposed to stop by last night. And then later on that day, long story short for my story, because I want to get back to Juice, I got the call. He was dead. He had swallowed some drugs to keep from going to jail or getting caught by the police with the drugs. And that was one person I really love. Like, you ever been in a situation where the people you love the most get taken from you some kind of way? I had another friend named Boo Boo. Police chased him down. Yeah, like, I know I'm not a church-going girl, but a spiritual lady. I love the Lord, but I love a bad boy too. Shit, let's keep it real. I love a real man, period, regardless of what they choose to do. I've been attracted to bad boys. I've changed over the years, but Boo Boo wasn't even really doing nothing but driving a Diamante on the highway. Police got behind him. He started speeding. They started chasing. His car rolled over. Those were two guys I could really say I was really in love with. So when I say I love unconditionally, I don't love people to death anymore. I kind of, not with my kids or my grandkids, but I want to see them live a long life. So, I mean, the last two people outside of family that I really love, the Lord took him from me. And I always ask the universe, I always ask God, why do you want me to be single? Not that I am single or can't get a man, but sometimes the Lord will isolate you for you to look within yourself and work on you and hear from him and see the visions and the dreams. Because when you're in love, when you're caught up with people, man, I'm telling you, I was doing some stuff with LB that, because I had already went to prison and came home. I was like, nope, I don't do X, Y, Z. But when I met him, it was like, okay, I'll take a ride with you. Okay, I'll hold this for you. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Love will make your ass go back to prison or end up dead if you ain't careful, ladies and gentlemen, whoever out there listening. But I learned not to love so hard that way. Love is unconditional, but I'll never love anyone to the point where I used to feel like, well, God, I love them so much, but you took him from me. I'm never going to love nobody like that again. Don't get like that. But I'm reserved because I don't want anybody to be taken from me. So do you guys understand why I protect myself like that and protect you? I hope that makes sense. But I thought my friend made a horrible decision because I've been to prison. The judge was like, I'm going to make an example of you. I'm 19 years old. Never got in trouble on that scale. I was 17 at one point. I stole a little lipstick. I didn't know nothing about two-way mirrors, but you know how you walk around the store? I had tried the lipstick on. I forgot it was in my hand. I served 10 days in jail. Came out. I said, I'm never getting in trouble again. That was in the state of Florida. I came back to the state of New York, hooked up with some Jamaicans. I was 19 years old. I was pregnant, everything. The newspaper said we was making more money than Burger King. I was living up over top of a jewelry store. They was making hella money. We was up on the 3rd floor making hella money. Then one day I walked to the store. I sat on City Hall stairs, 8.5 months pregnant. We was 9 months into hustling at that time. I was 19 years old, pregnant with my middle son. And I sat on the stairs. And I'm very intuitive to the universe. I pay attention to the signs of the times. My spirit told me to look, and I seen this man throw a goddamn golf ball up in my window. I just sat back on the stairs like, oh, it's about to go down. I knew what that shit was. We was getting raided. I was like, when I went to the store, I left my cousin and Jerry Don. Shout out to Leona. And I left my cousin Jerry Don. They was in the house, right? So they was trying to smooch and all that shit. That's kind of why I walked to the store, because they was sitting up there watching movies while dude threw the damn golf ball up on the 3rd floor, just perfect too. Hit the middle window. They bum rushed to the middle window, the front room window, to see what was going on. While they went to the front window to see who threw the golf ball, goddamn SWAT done climbed up. I didn't have no fire escape on the back of the house. They done scaled up the wall to the 3rd floor and came through the kitchen windows. I lied to you not. I sat there and watched the whole shit go down. I'm 8.5 months pregnant. Where am I run to? I just got up off of City Hall stairs and I walked to my apartment. Like, here I go. Because at best, the only thing I thought they could get me for, because I never made a sale, I could tell you a story about how we got raided. I told you about my cousin, right? But I never got a sale, never did any of that out of that apartment, right? And I'm just reminiscing here because it all ties into these people out here like Levon and Juice, who have maybe I know Vaughn, I know my friend did swallow those drugs so he couldn't get caught with them. And I believe allegedly this is what happened with Juice. We're going to keep looking and see if we find some reports saying he had pills and swallowed pills, but allegedly they said he had a seizure. But I could tell you a story about how we even got raided. It was my cousin. She went and stole some clothes a week before we got raided. No lie, people. From damn JJ Newberry's. Baby clothes. I told you I was 8.5 months pregnant. I was still in the street. I was selling drugs. We had crack cocaine, sawed-off shotgun, some bagged up, some in 8 balls. They threw that damn golf ball up in that window, came through the back window, raided us. But a week prior to that, my cousin, my mother's sister daughter, ran straight to the house with some stolen clothes, and the police followed her there. A week later, we get arrested. Okay, so I told y'all that to tell you this. I was not going to go in that house and swallow all them goddamn drugs to keep from going to goddamn prison. Hell no. I was 19 years old. I had to eat that one. Judge talking about, I'm going to make an example of you. Lord have mercy. I don't know where white Jesus, black Jesus, or whoever Jesus came up, but they showed up. I ended up doing about 30 months in total. I did about 4 years on parole. But I'm here today, a changed woman. And I bet you Juice and my friend LV would be here today if LV didn't swallow those drugs. And if Juice didn't allegedly get choked out by the police, because that could cause a seizure. If he tried to swallow some drugs, they will try to choke that shit out of you so they'll have evidence on you. 70 pounds of marijuana ain't gonna send him to jail. But some Percocet, some damn Lortab, some, you know, the narcotics. I'm in the nursing field, so I know what narcotics is out there. I ain't trying to turn y'all on to nothing. But I know Rita just got went to the rehab. Shout out to Rita, the baddest roaster. But those are the family of the opioids. They want evidence on you, so they'll choke that shit out of you. And that's what I believe happened to my friend Levant. Wasn't nobody out there on that highway with him when they pulled him over. Or we know he got pulled over and he swallowed some drugs. Okay, that's what you say. But what about, I bet you they was trying to choke it out of him so they can have evidence and he end up dying. So who really killed my friend? The drugs? Or allegedly police trying to keep him from swallowing the drugs? We've seen it far too often, people. We've seen this far too often. Far too often. So I'm going to see if I could play. No, we won't be playing that. So anyway, it goes, let me see. It says right here, it says Juice WRLD died after reportedly suffering a seizure early Sunday at Chicago's Midway Airport. So somebody must have told on him. He was coming back into his hometown, Chicago. I believe he was on a private jet. It says just 1 week after his 21st birthday. Though the initial autopsy was inconclusive, TMZ reported that he swallowed several unknown pills. So here we go. TMZ reported first that he swallowed unknown pills. Now, if you go back to what I Googled, just put in Juice the Rapper and headlines will come up, and it's going, one of them will say that they gave him Narcan. And I know Narcan fights heroin overdose. So it says that there were several unknown pills before authorities searched his and his team's baggage. Police reportedly found 70 pounds of marijuana and 6 bottles of prescription codeine cough syrup on his private jet. So in codeine again, for the love of God, I don't know why these people would want to be addicted to this stuff, but they're finding all kinds of ways to get high nowadays. Because being a rapper, being in the industry, being on any celebrity status, even YouTube, is not all what it's cut up to be. The fame and fortune and the success overnight, like he's singing about depression, he was singing about depression and anger, that stuff is real. And real rappers sing about real issues. Even though he's singing about the issues, he very well was dealing with the issues as well, such as depression, anger, being mad. And now, you know, how he get arrested, we'll have to keep reading and see. If you guys have any comments about this, please let me know down below as to how, who may have told, how did they know to search his plane? Did one of his people turn him in? So it says Juice's massive fame coupled with his lyrics that read plainly as cries for help underscore the way that his death somehow felt simultaneously inevitable, or at least prophesied and preventable. So that's enough of that. You guys can go to NBC News and read that. So let me just go ahead and it just shares some other people. Before Juice's death, there was Lil Peep, who died at age 21 from an accidental overdose in 2017, and Triple X Testian, 20, and Jimmy Wopu, 21, who were shot dead on the same day in 2018. Wow. Juice foretold his own death in a tribute to Peep and Triple X Testion titled Legends. So again, once you put something out in the universe, I mean, it's just like once you sign that dotted line in that contract with Satan and write your name in blood, it's hard to get out of that contract. Once you put it in the universe, that's why you have to be careful what you say, what you sing about, what you talk about, what you commentate on. So it also goes on to say, what's the 27 Club? We ain't making it past 21, he's saying. Then later in that verse, they tell me I'm going to be a legend. Don't want that title now because all legends seem to die out. So there you have it, guy, on Juice and on Levon. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Show your girls some love. Again, what would you do if the police were pulling you over and you had drugs on you? Would you swallow those drugs and take a chance dying just to keep from going to jail? All right, so let me see. Some of the other headlines read, there's a tragic end of the SoundCloud rap era. It goes on to say, Juice WRLD dead at 21 after seizure in Chicago. Final moments captured. That's TMZ. I'm going to stay away from that. Rapper Juice WRLD was briefly revived by a dose of Narcan. That's Daily News. Rapper Juice died while being searched for contraband. That's Daily News. And that's what I'm telling you. They could have had their knee on him. He could have been choked out. He could have allegedly swallowed some pills and they were trying to retrieve the pills. It goes on to say Juice WRLD autopsy inconclusive as police say rapper's plane was loaded with, and you guys can check out all the articles out here. Thank you so much for watching the replay. God bless you all. And I appreciate the 1 or 2 people who popped in and out. God bless you. Shalom. Have a great day. And I'll find something else to talk about. But most of all, let me know how I feel, excuse me, toward my friend and his decision. I never harbored anger. I never got mad. I never, was initially disappointed because he was never that type of dude to want to unintentionally take his own life. It wasn't intentional. I mean, most people have done it and survived, but other people have done it and are no longer with us. Let me know how you think about the way I feel when I say my friend made a horrible decision. He made a bad decision. And what you're going to do when they come for you. If you've ever been in this situation, even with now the new drug is, the new illegal drug is prescription medication anyway. What are you going to do if Popo run up on you? Are you going to swallow these pills or are you going to, deal with the situation respectfully? Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Thank you so much. God bless. And we'll end it right there. Again, this is, let me see. I just want to see if I could get a good pitch for you guys. Let me see. Okay, so can you see this? Can you guys see that? That's him. Alright, so take care. God bless. I hope to talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching the replay. And again, My spiritual ears stay.